Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a personal reading for someone who wanted a general reading, and they also sent me some specific questions to answer, which I'm always excited about, so thanks for that. Anyone else who found their way to this reading, stay tuned because maybe there's some information that will come through for you as well. And if you're interested, check out the description below to find out how you can book me for a personal reading. So let's get into this. I pulled so many cards for you, and I have to say that I just now flipped over the cards. I don't really look at them before. I flip them over and then I hit play and I just go for it. But I'm holding the camera over these cards right here because I got so many chills when I put my hand over these cards right here. And so I'm really interested to find out what this is for. This is actually energy coming in your love life. So yeah, really interesting. I feel like there's some development happening in your love life. And then this card also flew out of the deck. So nice to know because you had questions about that because you've been single for a while. There's just a lot of mystical energy surrounding your reading. And if you watch my other videos, I don't usually start my my videos off like this, tripping out about the cards I pulled, but I just feel like your life is just about to change. It's no coincidence that you decided to hit me up and get this reading right now. The numbers and everything you've been seeing, I just feel like you're starting to have a spiritual awakening, or just awakening to just a new level in your life. A lot of people who tend to come to me for these readings are going through a similar shift, so welcome to the family, I guess. Welcome. Your current energy right now. I see that this card talks about being disillusioned with life. So it's like you're a little confused right now. There's a lot of abundance surrounding you. And I do see this time of struggle in your past, going through a season of winter in your life, if that makes sense. But it's spring now, things are getting better. There's a lot coming through. And there's this card saying that you're just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and don't give up. I tend to get this card for people who've really decided to come out of their shell and embrace life. Because I really believe that in this life, you have the option to simply be just a bystander or a spectator. You know, you can be here and on this planet and just allow life to happen to you. Or you can wake up and realize that you can intentionally create it. You can realize that and become aware that, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your intentions, all of that do have an effect on you in your life. You're not just a victim of circumstance here. And you can use your inner strength and your inner power in order to create more harmony and peace and abundance in your life. And I feel like that's what you are waking up to right now. You're starting to feel like you want to make more intentional decisions about where you're headed. And there's this sign of karma. I feel like there's a higher purpose for you in your life, like there is for everyone here. And you're starting to want to understand that and step into that. And to step into your personal power. This symbol right here, it's on the front of this deck too. It's so beautiful. It's talking about the mirror effect that we have in the universe. We can observe this in the law of attraction. Some people like to call it karma, but basically as within, so without. You go through these personal journeys and you have your own inner experience towards life, and the way that you feel about life, and the way that you speak about it, and the way that you form your thoughts, and the way that you make decisions, that all reflects in your outer world. So as within, so without, as above, so below. Look at the tree. The top of the tree looks a lot like the roots. It's really interesting. So it's interesting. I don't know why this just came to mind, but I work with a lot of makeup artists, and while we're doing makeup and stuff for photo shoots, one thing a lot of the makeup artists love to say is that even the best makeup can't make someone who has an ugly personality beautiful. And so I feel like you have this inner beauty and you have this inner light, something you've cultivated and developed, and that beauty is really blossoming on the outside. I actually feel like you're in a place in your life where quite literally you're becoming more beautiful, and you have this light that's shining and you're coming out of your shell. And so it's a beautiful time in your life. It's like you're being reborn. I'm not really, do I see the rebirth card here? You know, the rebirth card didn't come out, so I'm not getting the feeling like you just, I don't know, popped out of the birth canal, you know what I mean? Like you didn't get squeezed by life. It wasn't like recently that there was like these hard times, but I do see it in your past. You've been going through this rebirth now for a while, and so it's like you've already opened up now and you're blossoming, and so I really do get the sense like for you that things are just going to get better from here. You of course are going to have contrast in your life, again, like everyone else, but you really have this ability to be able to go with the flow, and that's something that's really interesting about your energy. A lot of chills here because like you're very observant and you're very perceptive, and I feel like you do have some like intuitive and spiritual gifts, and I'm going to pull some cards for that for you later from my spiritual gift deck I made, just to kind of, I don't know, see if you're interested in any of that. But I really can't wait to read the rest of your cards. I feel like this spread is kind of like a mystery to me. It's like something big wants to come through, and so we'll see what it is. Now, I'm kind of feeling into this card right here, the Five of Chalices. And it's like, what's going on right now with you and your current energy is like, you seem to have a little bit of regret. You're having difficulty starting, like, you're building your legacy. Like, you do have a firm foundation in life, but materialistically, this is like what you need to do. Like in the 3D, you need to build your wealth, and you need to build your abundance, and you need to, you know, have a very firm foundation for yourself physically as well. But you have a very good inner foundation. And so I feel like that's what this is saying. Like, don't worry, like you're going to like continue working on yourself on the inside if you're feeling overwhelmed right now with life, and it will reflect on the outside. So also it's like they're saying that there's like a little bit of old emotional upset, sorrow, and regret that's kind of holding you back. And they're saying the time has come to release them and move on with your life. Instead of focusing on the unhappy past, acknowledge the good things in your life and go forward with hope and optimism. I don't know, that sounds like kind of blunt, kind of mean. If someone like told me like just to move on with my life and move on and like forget about certain stuff, it's hard to do. And so like I am feeling into this like trauma in your past. I think a lot of us have trauma in our past. It usually is what leads us to like a spiritual path, you know? And you're starting over from this, and like you're realizing that what happened doesn't have to define you anymore. And this bunny here, it's right behind you. It's like a sign of abundance, like abundance is coming. But while you dwell on these sorrows and these things that have happened, it's hard because you're ignoring your present bounty, because like there's this whole basket full of cups over here, but it's like you just kind of left it over here on this shelf. And the one cup you do have, you just kind of pour it out, and it's helping you. It's like it's helping you be happy, and it's helping you be fertile, but at the same time, like you need to look at these cups over here and grab this basket, pick it up, and like take on more responsibilities. And what I see right now, I think this is talking about your money and your finances. It's like you have some money coming in, but it's just easy to spend it. You spend it like water, and you do it to make yourself feel comfortable and safe and grounded, and it's helping develop you. But what you need to do now is to find, you know, other sources of income, and find a way to you know, kind of plug up this leak a little bit so that you can support yourself more and really utilize your abundance to the fullest. So I have a feeling I'll be giving you a little bit of financial advice in this reading too, because I see some other cards about that. But really, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not trying to like judge into you or the situation. Obviously, I understand this because I tell everybody, anything I say to you in a reading is probably something I've been through, experienced. We're all mirrors to each other, and so when I tap into energy, it's easy for me to like pick up on things like I understand. And I feel like you're being called to get grounded and be really smart right now, because your energy is a little scattered as you're going through so many changes. So anyways, that's your current energy right now. Lots of positive though. They really want you to have patience and not give up. You're very determined. But you're serious after some of this trauma that's happened, and you're like a little hopeless. Not super like hopeless, but there's a little bit of regret, like I said, regret and loss, and what's needed is for you to really empower yourself so you can move forward. And I'm so passionate about this because, I don't know, I just think all of us women, we go through so much here on this planet, especially, and shout out to the men who are watching, and shout out to other people who are they or don't identify with a gender. I love all of you guys. It's not about gender, but, you know, when you female and you identify with that and you have like the feminine energy, which I feel a very strong feminine energy coming from you, it's like, it's hard for you to, like, you have these emotions and very scattered energy because of some of the trauma that's happened, and so it can be hard to basically pick yourself up and empower yourself and move forward in life. It's just so hard, and I know that from personal experience, and so I think that's what you're doing. Like, you have picked yourself up, and you're blossoming, and you're very strong spirit. Like, you're moving forward despite everything, and it's very admirable. And so the universe loves to support people like that. The universe really has a soft spot for the underdogs, and I feel like that's kind of what you've been, but you're not going to be that anymore. And so huge transformation energy surrounding you. And the next card we pulled is the Bright Future card. So we know things are headed in the right direction for you. The next question is, what energy is leaving? And how beautiful to see the Bright Future card next to this card. So this is the energy that's leaving your life right now. This card talks about being stuck in a sticky situation, like a pit of snakes, and you were able to slither your way out of here and climb to the top. And this is talking about leadership and strength and the ability to just separate yourself from the crowd and go to an independent direction in your life. So this could be talking about like some coworkers. Maybe you were working in a toxic work environment, perhaps, or it could be toxic family. I've gotten this for people with toxic family, and they've had to go off and kind of get strength and reestablish themselves. And so I see that you are already heading in the right direction, and that you're starting to speak kinder to yourself, and you're starting to believe in yourself more, and that's all it takes. I don't know, have you heard that saying? And it might even be in the Bible. You know, they say if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, that's all it takes. And I believe that 100%. All it takes is just a little bit of faith. You can accomplish so much in your life. But there's people who will come along your path, and because their light is dim, and because they're having a hard time coping and recovering from the contrast in their own life, sometimes people will project their darkness onto you, and they'll tell you that, you know, people will feel, you know, they won't feel worthy, and so when they look at you, they won't feel like you're worthy, and they'll project that onto you. And what's hard as an empath and as a sensitive person is sometimes you pick that up along the way, and those old barbs and those old voices, they get stuck in your head, and they tell you over and over that you're not good enough, that you're not going to make the cut, that you're not going to be able to do it, that you're not one of the lucky ones or something. You should just buck it up and just live an average, boring life that's not making you happy, not fulfilling you. You should just be safe, play it safe. And anyways, I just feel like maybe that's some stuff you went through, something a lot of us go through, and you've been pulling yourself out of that and just kind of rewiring yourself and telling yourself, no, like, I have these ideas, I have these visions, and I think I'm going to find a way to move forward on them. And that's all it took, was just a little bit of faith to kind of just separate yourself from this. And like, your perspective is a little cloudy still, but like, you are going in your own direction, you're making your own mind up, and you're figuring this out. And this is the road and the pathway to your bright future, is just trusting your gut and trusting your intuition. And your intuition is getting stronger. Like, I can feel it. It's getting stronger, and it's developing, and you're trusting in your inner wisdom more. And it's because you've lost a little bit of faith in some of these people who were around you. And I see like a falling out with like one person in general that really, you got like your mind back after that, because there was like one person who really got under your skin, and they provided a lot of growth for you in your life. But it's like you had to clean out a lot after that. And I think the relationship that's the most important to you in your life right now is the relationship with yourself. And that's what's being cultivated right now, and that's what's leading to your bright future. It's growing, And I'm feeling so excited for you and your future. Like, you worked really hard. I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Like, this is really, really great, like what you've done and accomplished so far in your life. You've really been flowing through this gracefully. Now, the energy coming into your life. How fascinating to get this card next to this one. I've never seen this, but I know exactly what it means. Like, I'm getting this whole vision and feeling for this. So this is the fertility card, and it's kind of foreshadowing the rest of the reading. It's saying, right now is the perfect time for you to start new projects, access new ideas, and give birth to new conditions. But I'm seeing it next to the Guardian, and this card is talking about shadow work, embracing your inner shadow, realizing that the darkness that is inside you is also inside others, realizing that in this life, you know, there's hot and cold, there's good and bad, there's opposites. It's a world of contrasts, you know, and when you start to understand and kind of appreciate in a way your own inner darkness, it helps you understand and have more empathy for the other people around you. It helps you not be so afraid of yourself and of others. And you know, this card really talks about how there's like a challenge that's arrived in your life. The situation could be really complex. It could manifest itself in some type of, like, having to face some type of physical predicament. You're finding, like, inner realignment right now. And so this card says that, you know, if there's something that has been hidden or repressed, or some type of situation in your life that's been, like, left to decay or become unhealthy, it's time for you right now to take control of your fears, deal with your insecurities, with courage and integrity. You know, however threatening the situation is that you're going through right now, or this big change in your life, however difficult it is, it's here to help you become stronger and more resilient, so that you can understand and accept, you know, darkness. And that's part of life. You know, when you're here, you learn certain lessons, and accepting death is part of it. Accepting darkness and is part of it. You have boundaries, you know, you don't have to allow certain darkness into your life, but realizing, like, you know, maybe you feel guilty and ashamed for things you've done in the past, or things you've said, things that happened along the journey as you were learning and growing. And what you have to realize is that everything that happened went down exactly the way it was supposed to. Look, I am such an overthinker, such a worrier, not as much anymore. You know, I've been doing tarot and meditation and lots of healings and writing and expressing myself through art. So giving an outlet for that energy to flow through really helps, because overthinking and worry and anxiety, that's all energy. But what I'm seeing here is that you have to, like, develop unconditional love for yourself, so that when you look back on your past, you're not beating up on yourself so hard. You're not wanting to change things and control things so much. You're not like obsessing over things you said or did that you wish you could change or take back. Like, you got to look back with no regrets and realize that even the darkness that came out of you is part of the path, and maybe even have some humor about it. I'm sure in 10 years you're going to look back and just think like, oh, I was just a young kid in love, or I was just I don't know. Who knows? I learned from that, though. I'm glad that thing is over now. It's kind of silly. And the people that have hurt you, you are justified to have anger towards that. You are justified to, not excuse those people, and to, own that and realize that's part of your journey, and, like, overcoming that is part of what made you who you were and who you are. But just helps you look at the people around you in your life and realize, like, if there's anyone who's really, really got that darkness in them, you have the ability to set boundaries and to distance yourself from people like that. And also just anyone in your life who you feel like is safe, and, like, if they show a little bit of their darkness, because that's going to happen, everyone does, it will help you understand it more and, like, have more patience and realize we're all here and growing and evolving. This darkness is a part of our life. So, very interesting, very, very interesting what's coming in for you. Can you tell I'm, like, super hyped up and, like, really excited about your reading? I hope I'm not talking too fast. I love reading for people the first time. It's really fun to be able to give people that experience. let's talk about your project now. You wanted to know about this project you're going to be doing, if it's an alignment for you in your future, if it's the right move towards your purpose in life. Do you have the right timeline for it? So first, I thought I could just feel into your project and like see like what is it, like what's going on with this project. See if I'll get any hints on it. So the project obviously has to do with some type of big harvest you want to bring in. Like you want to bring in a lot of abundance through this project. Maybe you're hoping that it will provide like a happy home life for you, or union and connection with like another person or people in general. And it's something you want to do alone, because they're saying your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. I also feel like that's a little bit of warning, saying, you know, remember whenever you have a new project, it's like basically finding out that you're pregnant. Okay, so let's say that like today, don't worry, I'm not predicting this. This is not a prediction, making that clear. Let's say, metaphorically, today you found out you were pregnant. You know, usually the first day you're not going to go around telling everyone. You might tell the person who knocked you up, but you're not going to go around telling everyone. You want to kind of nurture that and, you know, go kind of get it checked up on and everything, and you're going to wait a little bit to nurture that baby before you go and tell everyone about it and announce it to the world. So it's kind of like that with this project. You want to really keep it to yourself. You want to really nurture it. You want to study and read up on things and like be open for guidance, be open for signs, be open for people who come across your path with the right information and knowledge, because that's usually what the universe does. You talk about how you want to start some project, and all of a sudden you meet this person who like specializes in that thing you want to do, and you're like, what? So ask questions if anyone like that drops along your path. There's an omen you need to take this one step at a time and be very patient, because this is going to take a lot of work. And I feel like you will be able to announce this project at some point, but you need to be careful, especially around the people that are close to you, because this new project you want to do is going to take you to a new level in life. And that's your intention. And I believe that you can really make this happen. But what I'm seeing here is that there's this need for you to stay kind of silent and secret about this, because some people, sometimes their own tapes and their own thoughts and their own, you know, their own self-esteem and everything, it just gets kind of locked into it, and they're going to tell you their own opinion. They're going to have their own projections. They're going to have their own thoughts about like what you want to do, and everyone's going to have an opinion and something to say about it. Some people might have some great advice for you. They might say like, amazing, great job, like this is such a good idea, and like I'll help you. And other people might just be like, are you crazy? Like, why would you ever think of that? Really? You? Or wow, that sounds like, you'll just have that tone, you know, with you. And some of these people might not mean it wrong. It's just, it's like their own perception. So basically the point I'm trying to make here is you need to keep this to yourself. Nurture it, believe in it, you know, grow that faith, because the most important thing is the feelings and the emotions and the intentions that you're having towards this project right now while it's in this early development period. And just one negative tone or one negative comment from someone can really get under your skin and in your head and affect the development of this project. I'm only saying that because I'm sensing that you're very sensitive, and you know, you're learning how to put a shield up, and you're eventually, the things that people say are going to go in one ear and out the other and not going to bother you as much. But I'm very sensitive too, and that's just what I've realized. I talk a lot about it on the channel, but I'm a fashion stylist, and I get all these ideas all the time, but something I've realized is like, I just make an idea now, and I make a mood board, and I wait for it to be like pretty much done before I present it to other people, because sometimes if I just tell someone my idea or my concept, sometimes they're like, oh, well, what about this? Or they'll be like helpful and stuff, but sometimes it like gets my spirits down if someone doesn't agree or someone doesn't like think it's a good idea. And sometimes we go around telling people our ideas and stuff because we want that acceptance, we want that validation, and we want that approval. But right now, the validation and the approval that's the most important for you for this project is your own. So nurture it. And you know, that's what I did with this channel. It's still very much in its growing stage. I still feel like my channel is very much a little baby still. But when I first started it, I didn't go sharing the link all around. Like when I first posted my first 3 videos, I didn't like go all over my other social media channels and email all my friends and say, check it out, you guys, because to be honest, I didn't really want to hear anybody's opinion. I just kind of wanted to do what I wanted to do, and I wanted to follow my path and my guidance, and I decided in the beginning that like I was going to do this for myself. I was going to follow my inner guidance, and I didn't care what anybody said or what anybody thought about it. And along the way, it's been really cool to get confirmation and to get compliments and to get people like you hitting me up and paying me for these readings. And so that's what's going to happen with you. Just keep it, nurture this project, keep it to yourself. I mean, if you have people that you trust, you know, and you're feeling the guidance to ask for advice or ask for help, obviously go for it. But just keep in the back of your head, like, to take it with a grain of salt, whatever people's opinions are about this project, because they're going to tell you you're crazy. I have so many friends, because I live in the city and I work in the city, and I have a lot of friends in the entertainment industry. Some of them celebrities, and it's like crazy, like hearing their stories of how they started. And, you know, most of them tell stories about how everybody around them, you know, ridiculed them or didn't understand it, or, you know, some people had really awesome supportive friends and family, and I'm sure you've got supportive people in your life, but even the most supportive people will misunderstand and not, you know, understand, and we're human, and, you know, sometimes we judge people. And so this is the most important thing for your project, which is why I'm going off on this for so long. Like, you've got to keep this to yourself and like let it get rooted. So more about your project, because this is super exciting. So is this project the right move towards your life purpose? Like, is this going to be worth it for you? Look what you got. I mean, maybe you can help answer this one for me. You got the Don't Back Down card. Stand up for what you believe is right. Your inner light and your inner fire is growing. And you've been given this passion and this inspiration. I really believe that inspiration is divine. Like, I feel like when you're tapping into inspiration, like you're tapping into the ethers, you know, and you're pulling beautiful divine energy into this world and into this, you know, into this place. And I feel like it's sacred what you're doing. Like, this idea you have, like, treat it special. Like, it's sacred. I don't care if your idea is like to go pole dance or something. Like, I don't judge. I don't think the universe really judges 100%. It just has to do with where your heart is and where your intention is. You know what I mean? And so I do believe what you want to do is going to help others, though. It's like, it's probably something a little artistic, and I feel like it's going to help others, and there's a reason you've been gifted this inspiration, and it's your duty to follow through with it no matter what it takes. And there is this message saying that you want to do this project right now, but there is still a little bit of this scattered energy going on, because right now at this specific period in your life, I'm thinking like the next couple of months at least, this bear is like telling you, like, get in the cave. It's time for you to kind of hibernate a little bit and go into a period of solitude so that you can really kind of just relax and kind of get grounded and figure out like your next step forward, which we'll cover in this reading. But basically, in a nutshell, they're just like, take it easy, and you know, you're gonna be very excited for this project and for its growth, and it's gonna be so hard. Like, you're gonna have a lot of scattered energy and not know where to start. This is like the excitement that comes with the project. It's like super excited, you know, like taking it back to the baby metaphor. Like, you'd probably be very excited to find out you're pregnant, but also very nervous, maybe even a little scared. A lot of mixed feelings and mixed emotions. And so they're saying, like, the next couple months, if it doesn't seem like things are able to get off the ground right away, don't think that's like a negative sign. Like, you are on the right path, and this is something you're supposed to do, but there's a lot of inner work, and a lot of thinking and planning and scheming that's going to have to go into this. And that's what the next couple months are about. I'm also getting this vision of you writing. Like, I really think it's going to help you to write things down. And let me show you, actually. This is my 2017, one of my manifestation paintings. And funny enough, almost every single thing on this list has like come through for me, but when I plan, like, I have my own special way, but I like to draw and I like to write and I like to paint like ideas out, and maybe that's something that will help you, you know. These are some things that I really, really wanted, and I just wanted like harmony and peace this year, and abundance, and it's crazy. I'm actually looking and seeing I've got so much stuff on this list. This is another chart I made about being a stylist. I wrote, if I want to become my greatest version as a stylist, I personally need to have style that I find attractive and game-changing. I have to personally practice what I preach. What does being a creative director and stylist mean to me? What does that look like? I made this like years ago before I actually started doing the job that I'm doing right now. And it was just part of me realizing like I needed to like really embody like what I wanted to become. So before I decided to like offer this service out in the world, like first thing I did was like work on my personal style and like work on my personal self and figure out like what do I like and what do I think is attractive, and like making mood boards and like visualizing. And I think that's what the next couple months are going to be for you with this. This is the vision for once again, my fashion business. It's all ethical and sustainable, and I just wrote down, like, it's not perfect. I literally, I don't know, just took a paintbrush and dipped it in colors and just, you know, I wrote, you know, transparency, reconstructed, naturally dyed, wisely invest, reinvent, natural fibers, plant-based, choice matters, harmony. I mean, these are just words, because I'm such a word person, that helped me kind of tap into like what I wanted to create, because it was still like so confusing and very scattered for me when I was trying to figure out like what am I gonna do like with all these talents and gifts I have. And this is where you're at. You're starting to realize what your talents and gifts are, and you're starting to find a way to like put it together into like a career path, a life path that's gonna help bring joy to you and blessings to you, but also help bring blessings and joy to others. And so you're on the right path, and these are just some ideas, but feel free to steal them from me if it works for you, to paint and to write and to draw and visualize. And absolutely, it's so powerful. You just spend a couple hours doing that, and then, man, you just keep moving forward with your path, and then things just pop into your path. Like for me, after I made this, you know, I was led to move to LA, and when I was there, so many people hit me up to collaborate, and I got all these jobs and things started working out and like led me on the path I'm at now. So you never know. You visualize, you daydream, and then before you even have a chance to make plans, the universe comes and brings you opportunities, and you're set off on your path, and you just follow it. And you gotta be intentional and stuff, of course, but like I have a feeling like you do something like this and you get your thoughts down and you sort yourself out the next couple months, and you're going to start manifesting these opportunities into your life. And I am so happy to read this card for you here, the Ace of Wands. Check this out. I mean, I'm turning to it in the book because this is a new deck for me. But I know that this one means victory. It means victory, like you're going to be successful. This is a really good path for you. So they're saying, in relation to this card, you know, this is a new career start. Look, new career start. They know what's up. New phase in your career, creativity, success, new ideas, discussions, the start of an enterprise, taking action, journey for career or artistic work, a birth of a baby. We've been talking about a little baby. Don't worry. I'm sure if you would like to have children, and you know, you'll have them, but I'm not saying you're gonna, you know, once again, I'm not predicting this, just to be clear. Adventure. So like, you know, this is for real. Like, I'm pulling these cards here, and like this is meant for you to know. Like, I feel like this card is telling me so far everything I've read for you is very valid, and this is so exciting. What's the next one? So, is the timeline right for this career? And like I said, I think that you would like to do this a lot faster. And I feel like they're saying no. Like the timeline you have in mind, like I believe that you can make this happen, because I had a friend who said he wanted to shoot for Vogue before his grandpa died. And shout out to you if you're watching. I love you. Yeah, I had a friend who that's like was his goal, and he did. He ended up shooting for Vogue a couple shortly before his grandfather passed away. And so I think that's a pretty cool story. Like, you can set timelines, you can manifest, but sometimes, you know, the universe has other plans. They say you make plans, God laughs. So I feel like they're sending you signs that this is going to happen, but first what needs to happen, and that's why the bear came out. That's why the bear came out, to tell you, like, woo, this is a bunch of energy, you need to chill. So you need to do some healing, and you need to come to balance, because the energy that you bring into this project is very important. You don't want to go into this project with scattered energy, because it's going to disrupt things. So you do have a golden opportunity. Doors are opening for you right now. You need to walk through them and take risks, no matter what your energy is. But just be aware. You're awakening and becoming more conscious, and you're wanting to use your divine will, and you're wanting to pull up your inner strength and move forward with something, and that's going to require you doing a little bit of healing and balance work on yourself. You can't neglect the fact that you've gone through life for this long, and eventually at some point you've got to intentionally take some time to heal yourself. That's why there's like therapists out there. That's why there's people who do Reiki, and there's like acupuncture, and there's doctors. Like, whatever you need to do, like physically, mentally, and emotionally, to heal yourself right now. What do I do for healing myself? Because I'm on a huge healing journey. I love to paint, I love to write, I love to dance, I love to make art and express my true emotions. Even, I love to write without judging myself. Even if I'm really angry, really pissed, or really sad, or whatever the emotion is, I let it flow, you know. I let that energy have like an outlet to escape, so I don't keep it bottled up, I don't push it down. Don't let that fester, you know, boil up into passive aggression and anger towards others, you know. So you want to really flow any energy that's coming through you, anything related to the past or trauma. If you haven't had therapy ever in your life, like, just get a therapist. There's some people you can even see once a month if budget is kind of an issue, and a lot of medical plans offer like a couple therapy sessions. So I would suggest talking to someone as part of your healing. Meditation is awesome. Like, if you haven't ever tried clearing your chakras, go on YouTube and type in like a 15-minute or a 10-minute chakra clearing meditation. And it's not about perfection, just do your best and like see how you feel at the end of the meditation. See if it resonates with you and like if it helps you feel better. I love clearing my chakras. I don't know, it's hard for me to find the patience to lay down and do that, but sometimes I like to do it when I'm in the bath, and it really helps. So you can clear your chakras, you can get some Reiki. You can seek out, any herbal treatments or medical help to help you balance healing in any way. Explore different types of healing, see what works for you. Maybe you'll find out that finger painting, you just love to finger paint and just get out all your energy into that. Or maybe you're going to be someone who's like really into just going on long walks in nature and just letting nature like heal you. So find your way. Everyone is unique. This is very personal to each person, but you can't discount the way you're feeling right now, and you need to take action and do something about that so that you can make this happen. And I feel like this is going to be natural for you. Life is going to lead you through your healing process naturally. Sorry about the lawnmower thing outside. I'm almost done with this. So, the repeating numbers, the ones that you and your sister have been seeing, what does this mean? Oh, shit. Sorry, excuse my language. I pulled the High Priestess card for you. So, this is talking about you awakening to your spiritual gifts and you awakening to your clairvoyance. You awakening to your inner truth, because you are your own unique person in creation. You are part of the infinite whole as well. But you on this planet, in this body, not a coincidence, the fact that you have certain gifts, the fact that you've been through certain things in your life and you have certain opinions and beliefs. And I feel like what's happening is you're getting in touch with like the real side of you. You're letting go of all the things and all the crap you picked up from society and culture and people and places and things that didn't really truly resonate with you, and you're finding out who you are. And that's what these numbers mean. And I'm going to send you a website that you can look the numbers up on, because I see the numbers too. I see 333 all the time, and that means like your angels are watching over you. And yeah, the other day, it was a very synchronistic day. Like, I had a very important meeting, and I saw 3 butterflies. I went to this one park and saw 3 woodpeckers, and then I was on a walk later that day and saw another 3 woodpeckers. Really random. And woodpeckers stand for opportunity is knocking, and later that day I got a really awesome opportunity, a really awesome job offer. So, anyways, when you first start understanding how to read signs and like numbers and stuff, like, it's really overwhelming, and people will even think you're crazy when you walk around telling them, oh my god, 222, oh my god, 111, oh my god, like there's a hawk over there, and oh, this butterfly means transformation. But I don't know, this thing's for real. Like, the universe reveals itself to people in different ways, and I really do believe that if you open yourself to the signs, you'll see them. And the signs come to people who have a specific gift, and that is the gift of divination. Like, I don't think you're gonna be able to recognize and see signs if you don't have a little bit of a natural gift with this already. And so, this is the divination card. And it says, you're able to recognize and see signs and omens, and you also will have a gift with translating them. You have a very profound connection with nature, and you might even notice changes in weather and light, and you might be very sensitive to your surroundings. So, if this is true for you, then you do have a gift with divination. So, when it comes to translating these numbers, the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, and like go within and trust your gut. Like, what does this mean for you? Like, how is it making you feel? Like, when did you see it? Like, notice what was happening in your life, like what thoughts you were thinking when you saw the sign, you know? And this High Priestess card says that it's really cool. It says, your wisdom extends back into the far reaches of ancient times. You've brought this knowledge forward into your present incarnation to be a way shower so that others may benefit from your experiences. Don't delay in expressing this wisdom. I will assist you in manifesting platforms for you, whether it's teaching through example or through writing or speaking. All forms of teaching are equally valuable, no matter how many lives you touch. So it's just a card saying that, like, you can be a role model of peace. Like, honor your divinity and know that you're a leader, and it's safe for you to start this business and, like, be a leader, and you don't have to wait for the right quote-unquote education or the right schooling or for someone to come along and give you permission or tell you that you're good enough or that you're ready. Like, you are, like, you're divine, like, you came here for a reason, and you have all the support of the universe, and your inner truth is valid, and it's time for you to express it. And it's time for you to go on an independent journey. Overall, I think that's what this message means for you and for your sister, because I'm getting this wolf card reversed, and it's saying, like, it's time for you to pull yourself out of this winter, because your sister and you have a very special relationship, and you're very close, and you guys have supported each other through everything and through so much. And both of you guys, it's like they're saying it's time for you guys to get strong and rooted and grounded in your worthiness, because you guys each are here for a special reason. No matter how many lives you touch. I love that. So, the strong feelings you're having about your career, are you overthinking them, or should you just go with the, you know, just kind of forget about it? And they're saying, no, this is for real. This is the Sun card in the tarot. So this relates to your feelings and, like, any supposed overthinking you're having about this whole thing. They're saying that you're having an awakening, and this is your path, and, like, this is where it starts for you. Your current energy is the blossoming card. You're just getting started. So I got the start delegating card for you. They're like, no, this is for real. It's time for you to start delegating and ask for help instead of trying to do everything by yourself. It's time to start praying, like, dear God, universe, angels, higher self, Holy Spirit, ancestors, dear Jesus, dear whoever your divinity is, or whatever, like, please send me all of the support and all of the advice and all of the, means and abundance and the strength and the willingness to go forward on this path. Please send me everything I need and help me to have the strength to delegate and to move forward. So if you're not praying already, try it. And you don't have to pray to the universe. Some people are atheist and they don't like to believe in God or higher power or collective consciousness or universe. Although I don't know why people would come to my tarot readings if that was the case, but I'm trying to make these very universal so anyone can get advice from this. So if you don't like praying, you can also just set intentions, You can just on a piece of paper or out loud to yourself just say like, I'm committing and I'm affirming to myself that, I am worthy of this path and I believe in this insight that I have and I believe in my inner strength and that I'm worthy to move forward on this path, and I trust that every step of the way I'm going to be able to make the right choices and to be able to see this come through, and I'm committing to this right now. So basically what they're saying is you need to make some type of commitment, do some type of affirmation to set yourself on this path, or even start praying and start finding ways to like seek help, and either through affirming to yourself your intentions or praying for help. So those are things that do kind of help with this path. So what is your next step? With all this said, because we're 46 minutes in now, what is your next step? And this is the new path. They're like, you've got to start off on a new path now. You're having this big transformation, and it's time for you to start off on this new path. So it's just time to go. It's time to embrace this transformation and to step off on this new path. So I've got a couple more cards left for you. What's going on in your love life? I got this quiet time card for you. And so I know you've been single for a while, but I don't see someone coming just yet because you obviously have a lot going on right now and need to take some quiet time alone to rest, meditate, and contemplate. But I did ask, how can you clear the blockages to help manifest love? Because that's what you want in your life. And they're saying that divine timing, this is what's at play right now for you. You need to stay dedicated to your path and to following your inner guidance. Every single one of these arrows represents all the times that you just felt like your love life just wasn't working out. But they're saying the universe has heard you. The romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. So you know something's coming. You're not going to be alone forever. And this card flew out of the deck for you. Remember what I said at the beginning of the reading? So, to wrap this up, the energy coming into your love life. There's someone out there for you, like a soulmate, twin flame type person. You're going to have a beautiful home life with them, but right now you need to handle your responsibilities. It is kind of a burden, you feel like, having to start on this new path and start from the beginning. But they want you to know that the journey, it's not too far, and where you're going to end up at the end is really sweet. This is the path that it's going to take you to your love, and is going to help you manifest this. It's going to open you up, and it's going to draw this person into your life. And so in a way, this is all kind of related. So to conclude your reading, drum roll, your overall advice is it's time for you to follow your inner wisdom. Look at this card. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. You're out of the woods now. This card's saying you went through a lot of shit, okay? There's a lot that happened. There's this blood on the end of your spear. There's certain secrets and knowledge and just information that's been withheld from you, and you feel confused because, you're, not quite sure how to move on from here, but just know you're strong. Every single thing that you've been through on your journey so far is giving you the means and the knowledge to start this business now. I had this completely, supposedly random job in my past, because, now I'm a reader and I'm in the entertainment industry, and it's really, really interesting to me. In the past, I had this job where I was, pretty much just doing customer service, but I'm realizing that doing customer service and learning that for someone else and working for the man and going through that chapter of my life actually helped me with the customer service for this job and for my other job. Like, I'm able to handle clients, and I'm able to be like professional, and I'm able to just know certain things that I wouldn't have known if I hadn't taken that path earlier in my life. So you're going to start seeing real soon how some of the paths you've been on are actually going to help you with this business, like a really kind of funny way sometimes. So they're saying, this is you right now. The snow is melting. This winter you were in, it's ending, and now you're here on this branch, and you're looking out to the future, and you're thinking about, like, okay, now it's time for me to go gather like materials and stuff and start making a nest and start building this new project, this new home, this new foundation for myself. So go ahead. This is the green light for you. This is a huge thing that's meant to happen in your life. And so I hope that this advice helped you. Definitely, I recommend listening to it a couple times, meditating on it, doing some writing, praying and asking how you can best like integrate the information, or just setting an intention to integrate it. And feel free to reach out again if you ever want to do a more in-depth reading on your gifts or talents, or, you know, as your project develops, if you feel like hitting me up. But they really do want you to be very independent with this, and to trust yourself here. So congrats on your new journey in life. I'm so excited for you, and this was a really fun reading. So thanks again, and peace out.